The Tower of Dreams!
Hey.
Yes! Last time on Tower of Dreams. After arriving at the lizard folk settlement, our adventurers poked around, made some trades, got into trouble. Well, Nathaniel did. Then they infiltrated a peculiar dome structure, discovering it to be an ancient shrine of sorts. There they met another kenku, some functioning bizarre warforge called secondaries, and Ceth experienced heartbreak after they exited the dome. After getting back to the tower, Valkyrie scares the crap out of Gust.
Hmm.
Sethin had a disturbing dream conversation with Lewin. Vaughan searching for Prudence, and Nathaniel gave his magic pin that he took off of the spy to Todd, causing a very interesting reaction. Namely, Prime looking up and going, "Oh, I remember." And we'll pick up right there.
What do you remember?
The fragments, the secondaries. I remember them. I remember why Lewin deactivated me.
Why did he deactivate you?
He did not like the secondaries, or that I had made them.
Why did you make the secondaries?
To recover the fragments.
Because he wouldn't recover your fragments?
He did not understand. I remember. I want to be whole again. Will you find the fragments for me, Nathaniel?
It's probably a topic for everybody to understand.
Sure. Shall I call out and bring everyone here?
Not right now. Ceth needs to sleep.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe soon, though. Get back to you on it.
I think with another couple fragments, I might be able to detect the presence of fragments.
That's good. What do the fragments do for you?
They're fragments of me.
So do you understand what you were before losing the fragments?
No. I just know that I'm broken. I'd like to be whole. I'm sure I'll remember more as more of myself is restored.
That makes sense. Well, I know that we did bring a fragment here. It's kind of running around in the tower.
Not an item.
No, it's another kenku.
Oh. Right. Remember the last one. Fortitude. My fortitude.
And this one's Prudence? Right? Am I wrong? Okay.
Interesting. I shall look forward to meeting Prudence.
Also here, I will give up the spear. Go ahead and have that,
Oh, okay.
because I don't necessarily need it, and could always use an extra spot or something.
Excellent. Prime will take the spear and carry it over to the Todd head and stick it in the mouth, and it'll disappear with a small flashlight. You currently have 2 build slots for enhancing the tower.
Then I will hold off on that until we can all decide what we want to do with it.
Nathaniel,
Yes?
are you afraid of me?
Afraid wouldn't be the word, no.
I am glad. I wouldn't want you to be afraid of me.
I'm just trying to understand, really.
Prime, walk towards you and put a hand on your shoulder. Me too.
Well, at least we're all trying to understand.
That's deep.
Sure. Yes, it is.
I was thinking of going by Bumblebees later and asking him a question. Did you want to come?
Sure, I'll come.
From what I can tell, he's completed 2 of his iron golems.
It's good to know. Sure, I'll come with you.
Okay. When would you like to go?
We can go now if you'd like.
Oh. All right. He'll step out of the control room and into the marketplace.
I will follow.
Okay. Valkyrie, you're at the bar in the back room.
Yes. Probably just get just a drink. Something, nothing too complicated.
So where'd you all end up this last time? Janie.
Some weird, lizard folk city, village. They had a big dome. We went inside of it. There's a jungle. Met a kenku. Have you seen a kenku around here?
Oh yeah, just came out from back with the twins.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. How's business been? Everything good back here?
Oh, well, the cash just keeps rolling in.
Oh, well, that's good.
You guys are practically royalty with your wealth at this point. You have, let's see, pulls out like a little ledger. You've just about 5,000 platinum.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll say.
Yeah. It is a lot. Valkyrie takes it all and leaves.
Jeannie doesn't have it.
You could
there.
buy a lot with that money.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Did you want to make a withdrawal of some of it?
No, it's fine. It's okay.
I mean, at least 1,000 of that platinum is specifically yours.
Yeah. Oh man. Can you do that? Do I do that through you? Do you
Yeah.
have the money?
I mean, not on my person, but I've been managing it, yes.
Yeah, I would like to take my 5,000. I mean, my 1,000 platinum. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
totally a Stephanie mistake, but it works.
I was going to say.
Yeah, she'll kind of duck back. And poke her head out? Do you want that as a certificate of value, or do you want the actual physical platinum pieces?
Probably the actual physical platinum pieces?
Okay.
Yeah.
She comes out with like a medium-sized chest
Okay.
and sets it down with a very heavy thunk on the bar.
Oh, great. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
that's great.
What are you gonna do with it?
I mean, we do have debt.
True.
But, after that, who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Have you seen Nathaniel anywhere?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I'm just
Vaughan
gonna...
just went to the other room, the tavern.
What went into here in the back area?
No, in
okay.
the front
All right.
tavern.
How are the how are the Jinx and the others? Are everyone acclimating themselves okay?
Oh yeah, they are very popular.
Okay. Great.
We've been that's a real good portion of some of the money that comes in daily.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm glad. Okay. Well, if you need anything, Jeannie, just let me know, and she'll pick up.
Not a bad place to spend your own money, of course.
Yeah.
Just put it back into the system,
Yeah, exactly. I'll keep that in mind as she's like picking up the chest and turning. I'll see you, Lady Trini. If you see Nathaniel, tell him I'm looking for him.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Couldn't you just get your...
Oh, that's right. We have... Right. I'll just take this back. Okay, have a good day, Janie.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oof. I think that's a 19. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's a 19.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
Okay. All right.
So you're kind of like waddling out of the room.
Yeah, she's kind of like holding with both arms.
You can totally do it.
Yeah, she totally has a strength of 10. So yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah, and she will slowly but surely get it up to her room and put it inside of her room here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then probably go looking for Nathaniel.
All right. I think Nathaniel's on his way with Prime to Bumblebee's shop. Todd will inform you.
Oh, that's right. Completely forget that we have. Okay. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate that. How are you doing? How are you doing, Todd? How's everything going?
Really well. Nathaniel just restored a fragment of myself, and I'm feeling really... I didn't know I could feel this good.
Oh, well, I'm happy for you. That's really nice. That's really cool.
Will you help me find the rest of my fragments, Valkyrie?
Of course, I will, Todd. Of course. If you'll let me know when Nathaniel's done with Bumblebee, because I don't want to go there. I don't like Bumblebee that much, so the less I have to spend in Bumblebee's presence, the better. For me. And for Bumblebee, probably. Okay. Okay, thank you. And Valkyrie's actually going to go to the post office. And is going to... How much is her payment? How much?
816 platinum, 7 gold, 6 silver, and 2 copper.
816 platinum, 17 gold.
7 gold.
7 gold.
6 silver.
6 silver.
And 2 copper.
She will send that into the college.
Okay.
Take care of it. And then she'll go, and then she'll kind of like just fool around until Todd tells her it's safe to talk to Nathaniel.
Okay. Vaughan, what are you doing after you hang up that painting?
He would probably after hanging the painting. Oh, he would go to the hospital and follow up with them on maybe making or getting him some assistance in making healing potions. Or we told them that's what we want them to research on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was after we dropped off. So the 12 days. 12 days has passed since we dropped off the triplets. So, yeah, check in on the hospital, see how they're making out on the healing potion front.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you get in there. What you're met by Virginia. It says, "Oh, Chosen, welcome. How can we help you?"
I just want to check in. That's going to take a little getting used to Chosen. Anyway, any progress on researching healing potions? And I feel
Victoria, my bad, not Virginia.
Victoria. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, yes. We have quite a few a new formula for healing potions that we've devised.
Great to hear. Great.
We'll call it +2 healing potion. So you can order those at the pharmacy here in the hospital, or
great.
You can put bulk order with us.
That is great to hear. Thank you so much. That's beyond what I was hoping for. Thank you. And on the way out, I'll check at the pharmacy just to see how much it would cost for the +2.
Yeah, you'll hear as you turn around. Did you hear the Chosen praised me? To like one of the other people. But yeah, you get up to the pharmacy, and you see Bronzy there.
He's everywhere.
Oh, hello! This is one of my part-time jobs.
Do you sleep, Bronzy?
No, I'm
oh, that's right.
Mechanical.
You're a construct. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, great to see you're making good use of your time.
Of course. Were you interested in purchasing some potions?
Well, at least getting the price on one. Victoria alerted me that they had just developed a +2 healing potion, which I am very excited to see.
Oh, yes. Those are very nice.
I can imagine. Can you give me the details? How much they cost and exactly, what I'm looking.
They cost 1 platinum.
Okay. All right. Did they come with instructions or a label that says exactly what they do?
Well, you drink them.
Okay.
I'm told. I can't consume them myself.
No, I don't. Yeah.
But you drink them, and it heals your wounds. Apparently, 2 better than a normal healing potion.
I see. Thus the +2 donation. That makes so much sense. I don't even know why I asked. Great, a platinum each. Well, I shall be. I think we might have some money in the.
Hello?
Why now, Lord? Why now? Oh,
Sorry, I make that noise when I get excited about a new product.
I think we have some money in the treasury. I'll be back. Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Take care.
You too. And I think I'll go ahead. Yeah, I'll head back to the tavern. I guess that's eventually our meeting area, so I'll just hang around.
Ceth, you are sleeping. How long are you sleeping for?
Probably not very long. Like once it's laid out, it's just hard to get back to sleep. So she'll probably lay down and put a pillow over her head for a while. And then just like lay in bed and stare at the ceiling. Just dread everything. And then she'll probably get up and scrabble around in her bag a little bit, and then pull out the sending stone and see if she can call Crone.
Okay. Yeah. We'll pretend that sending stones. I think you have a 25 character message that you can, not character, word
Okay.
message you can send.
Let's see. Okay. Have been talking to Lewin. He is an asshole. Let's see. That's 9 more. It seems he is the source of our troubles. So it's 18. Can I meet you sometime soon?
You get a message back pretty quickly saying, "Oh, wow, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he is kind of a jerk. How are you talking to him? Yes, we can meet soon." Heart emoji.
Let's say, apparently, yeah, that's just 9, but, or no, that's 14. Apparently, when you sleep with a grimoire on your face, it does weird things.
Must be one special grimoire. When do you want to meet?
What are you doing this evening? I guess.
How would we meet this evening?
I have a portal.
Oh. Okay. This evening works.
Okay.
All right. What are you doing after this exchange?
After that, Ceth is probably going to take we'll go down to the spa and take a very long hot bath and scrub a whole lot. And then we'll probably go and go check on Fritz's sisters that are in the hospital, if they're still in the hospital, I guess.
I think they're all male.
They're better.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's a boy. Okay.
Except his one sister, who's
okay. His younger
not
siblings then. Okay.
Yeah.
His younger siblings then. His younger brothers.
Okay.
Let's see how they're doing.
Great. Yeah, you walk into the hospital and Victoria greets you. Oh, Ceth, welcome. You just missed the chosen one.
Oh darn. Well, I'm glad he was here to grace you with his presence. The two cactusling harvestborn, are they still here? I was wondering if I could pay them a visit and check on them.
Oh yeah. The Weston, Sheraton, and yeah, Marriott. That they're just in through.
Okay.
Just in that room. We're getting ready to release them actually.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, just poke my head in and say hello, and we're glad they're feeling better. Do you mind hanging out for just a second? Whenever
Sure.
I get back. Okay. So she'll just stick her head in really fast and,
Okay.
pleasantries. Hello. How are you? So glad you're
Hi.
here. Hi. Gosh,
We're doing great. Thanks for saving us.
Oh gosh, thank you for.
Is Fritz gonna stop by?
Yes, he's been very busy. But I just wanted to stop by and see how you're doing, and I heard that maybe that you're gonna be able to get out of here soon. So I just kind of wanted to reintroduce myself and see if there's anything that I can do to help you get settled in the tower and find a place where
Is it really okay if we stay
feel like
here?
you belong. It's definitely okay with me, and if anybody says otherwise, then you can tell them Ceth said so. So
We heard that there's an arboretum.
Mhm.
Would you mind if we manage that?
Not at all. I think that would be wonderful.
Awesome.
I don't know very much about surface plants, but I would be very excited to see what you all do with the place.
Excellent. I am very excited. Well, are you excited? Yeah, I'm very excited. We're very excited to do that. We've been talking about it a lot.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, just ask whenever they're getting ready to release you. Just ask the hospital attendant to send for one of the dominators, and we'd be happy to go make sure you have everything you need to get settled and get started up.
Perfect.
All right. Keep up the good work, okay? We'll see you soon.
It sounds like a plan.
Then I'll head out, and if Victoria's still out there, I'll see if I can snag her really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. So I know you talked to Valkyrie the other day about what's going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering how you keep doing what you're doing after you come up against something that seems to be so completely against everything that you're working toward and stand for, and how do you still keep showing up and doing a good job? And this is not about you. This is about something else. But I just wondered if I could ask you for some advice.
Well, that's kind of the world, isn't it? We always run up against things that are not what we expected or seem to be at odds with our own goals and or even seem impossible, like in the case of your friend. But this is a world of magic and wonder. And that's part of what it means to say that it's a world full of life.
Even when it means that the magic and the wonder can be used for ill.
Yeah. I think part of the beauty of everything is that ability to choose what we do with it. In the Order of the Unknown God, we, of course, espouse life and doing things to protect and steward life well. But not everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. But you said that the good is when we choose to do the right thing. Okay.
Yeah. The thing that's going to support and uphold life and the flourishing of ourselves and others. Kind of like what you're all doing here in the tower. You've given new life to lots of people, some of whom were stuck.
Yeah. I wish I could take any credit for that. I feel like a lot of that was happenstance, but sometimes happenstance can bring about good as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Victoria. She'll squeeze her hand.
My pleasure. Anytime, Ceth.
Hope you have a good rest of your shift. Then she'll head out to the tavern.
Okay. Nathaniel. You walk into Bumblebee's with Prime. And Bumblebee kind of, I mean, you have same kind of thing as in Ophragos. The door opens and a little bell chimes and you hear a kind of a call from the back. Just one goddamn minute. And then Bumblebee comes out like goggles. And like looks at you and goes, "Hey," and stops and sees Prime, goes, "Oh shit." Can I help you with something?
I just came to check up, see how your progress is going, and Prime here had a question for you.
He doesn't acknowledge Prime's existence. Just kind of like doesn't break eye contact with you. Is that what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna turn around and walk into the back of his shop. Well, that was very rude.
Maybe just a little bit.
Excuse me, I'll go back and have a word with him. And Prime will walk to the back of the shop.
Nathaniel will go just to listen.
Like, are you going into the back of the shop? Or are you like
Going close enough to where I can listen to the back of the shop. I don't want to go in there and view whatever's gonna happen.
Yeah, as you get kind of closer to this door, you do realize that it is a little hallway that opens into a much larger, like, manufacturing space. And you hear some tense, muffled conversation. Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check?
It's gonna be
It's a
muffled.
little echoey, so it's hard.
Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, so you don't catch much except for when when Bumblebee raises his voice. Stay the hell away from me, you freaky thing!
Nathaniel will go in there.
It looks like when you go back there, Prime is like their hands up. And it's like leaning away, and Bumblebee has what looks to be some kind of firearm pointed at Prime's chest.
Okay, let's just all calm down.
This is a very rude individual. Why do you insist on working with him?
Because he's the best at what he does.
Bumblebee just turns to you. Take this thing away. I don't want to see it again.
Prime, come on.
I will remember this.
Prime, if you have a question for Bumblebee, let me know and I'll ask Bumblebee for you.
So be it. And then Prime will walk out of the shop. Bumblebee says, "Can you leave that thing?"
What do you mean? Can I just leave it?
No, can you believe it? The nerve to come in here and ask if it can tamper with my things.
I mean, they're your things. You can give anyone permission if you want people tampering with your things, which I doubt.
No, the only people here I trust are those kobolds.
Why the kobolds?
They're good with tools. Help me put these bad boys together. I'll gesture to these two very large iron golems.
So this is them?
Yep. Knocks on them. They're hollow. Haven't activated them yet, but casings are done.
Can we activate them?
Sure. I mean, I need the programming details and stuff from you guys.
All right. Well, from what I can remember, it follows our orders and follows the commander's orders whenever the commander talks to them.
All right. I'll work on the control etchings, and we'll have them activated tomorrow.
Sounds good. They look really good. I'm just inspecting, like, all the details to it.
Of course they do. I made them.
Yeah, she did. I'm just admiring the work, just being a fellow metal smith.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm. Pulls his goggles back down. I'm going to get back to work on the third one over here.
How far along is he on the third one?
Looks about halfway. You see a kobold walking by with some scrap metal. He goes, "Where the hell are you going with that?" and just walks after the kobold. Leaves you there.
Alrighty then. I will head out and... Yeah, I will head out of Bumblebee's office.
Prime seems to have waited outside of the shop for you. He goes, "It seems everyone's gathering in the tavern."
Okay. So, what did you want Bumblebee to do?
I offered Bumblebee my services. See if you wanted some help. I calculated that I would be able to increase the rate of his production by twofold, if not faster.
That's something I'll bring up to him a little later then. Let him calm down.
Okay.
I guess let's go to the tavern then, since that's where everyone's meeting at.
All right. Y'all are in the tavern.
Is there any way that Valkyrie could have seen Nathaniel before going into the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd will let you know that he's en route to the tavern, so you can intercept.
Thanks, Todd. She will intercept, yes. Yeah. Hey, Nathaniel! Funny running into you here.
Yeah, what's up?
So, and she'll just kind of like walk with you as you're walking towards the tavern. So how did your whole Raven Queen thing happen?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you seem to know the Raven Queen. How did that, did you, like, and she'll kind of stop. When you were, like, before you knew the Raven Queen, how did you, just curious, just how this all works, how you, I guess, got her attention? It's very fascinating. I was reading the other day and thought, wow, I just don't know how any of this works. And so yeah.
Well, first I died.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, then she contacted me. So, I'm not sure what to tell you on that of
So
why she chose me.
So, for those of you who, have whatever, do you have to die in order to get her attention? Or do you know of another, I mean, again, just trying to understand this crazy thing that is religion. Do you have to, is there another way that you can, like, call out to her and be like, Raven, like, in the middle of the night? Or I know some people, like, kneel, put their hands together. Does that work?
Valkyrie, I'm not a religious person at all.
Oh. You don't worship the Raven Queen?
No. I made a deal with the Raven Queen.
No. I've misunderstood. Okay. Does she have people that worship her?
I'm positive she does. Being that she's in most temples, or majority of different temples.
She
She's
seemed
got her
pretty
own temples,
cool,
probably.
you know? I mean, she seemed fine. Seemed like
Uh-huh.
an okay person to deal with, right?
Valkyrie, what do you really want?
I'm just asking about the Raven Queen. I've told you, I'm just, trying to figure it all out. Just trying to understand. She'll pat him like awkwardly on the shoulder. Just trying to understand more about you, Nathaniel.
Insight check. I know that she's lying at this point, but insight check.
I mean,
Roll
we've
a
been
deception
here
and or persuasion
this
check.
whole time, and I just haven't asked you that much about yourself.
The first thing she asked is about the Raven Queen.
So, deception would be a 24 total.
Yeah. I have a 23.
Oh,
Barely beat me.
Valkyrie is a much better liar than
Yeah.
Steph is.
Just trying to, understand more about you and about this whole situation, and that's it.
Okay, the basic situation is I made a bargain with the Raven Queen after I died. Made a deal with her that she would grant me something and I would return something to her.
Does she do those deals often? Does she help people if you promise to do something for her in return? Is that a usual thing for her?
She would make you a trade. It's basically what she did already with everyone, I'm guessing, at this point.
So say if a friend that I know went to the Raven Queen and was like, hey, I need help killing this person. And the Raven Queen was like, sure, let me help you out. But I want this in return. That's kind of how it would go.
Yeah, for the most part, I would imagine that's how it would go.
Interesting.
It just depends on what your offer is to how much you're willing to give, I guess, or whatever she asks for.
You usually, just hypothetically, do you usually have something that you're wanting to offer already? Like, you have to go in with the proposition of, if you do this, I will do this for you? Or does she hey, I will tell you what you can do for me?
Kind of both. I mean,
Okay.
either or. I don't know how any of this stuff works. I'm still trying to grasp a lot of this.
Do you have any books, any pamphlets or anything on the Raven Queen? Something that would tell more information about her? Do you have a, I think, a book about it or stories of the Raven Queen?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Great. So dying. Got you. Okay. She'll give it another awkward pat on the shoulder. Thanks, Nathaniel. Are you going to the tavern? Here, let's walk together. And she'll kind of start walking again with you.
Nathaniel will just watch her walk. And then follow.
Prime, who's been there this whole time, will try to strike up awkward. So, Nathaniel, have you started sleeping in your bed again yet?
I don't want to talk about it. Just keep going. Just going to the tavern.
You guys are in the tavern.
Okay.
Everyone's in the tavern.
Hi, everyone. Hey, how's everyone doing?
Oh, the gang is all here.
All here. All checked in. Yep.
We
So,
got go ahead.
oh, nothing. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Oh, pardon me. I just checked in at the hospital. They've developed some really good healing potions. Unfortunately, they're about 1 platinum apiece. So wait till we get some money, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, or we may be able to use some of the tower earnings to subsidize the costs for people that are in need.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I wonder how much we've accumulated. Well, we were gone a while, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I actually, Janie brought that up earlier. I think there's 4,000 in there now.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
it's a
that
lot.
is a lot.
Yeah.
I guess we should divide that up. Everybody get a slice of
Mm-hmm.
that 4,000.
Yeah, y'all should do that. Yeah.
Oh, I'll
What,
do that later.
you're not gonna do that, Valkyrie?
Oh, so where are we going next?
I was at the hospital right after Fawn, and Ritz's younger siblings are almost ready to be discharged. They're doing great, apparently. And they said that they were interested in actually overseeing and maintaining the Arboretum with all the different surface plants and stuff that you'll have in there. I thought that would be a good fit for them. They weren't sure if they could, but I went ahead and told them yes. So I hope that's okay with everybody.
Oh no, that sounds like a great idea.
Good deal.
I mean, if anything, I would leave it up to Ritz at that point. I mean,
I don't
it's
see why
his
he would
family.
tell them no, but I mean, unless he just feels like he wants them to stay and work on the many paces oasis. But
I mean, after we help find his sister, he might not want to even stay with. They might not want to even stay for very long. So,
well,
I mean, I don't know.
hopefully Ritz will respect their individual opinions if it comes down to it. We'll see. BT Dubs, I'm gonna go and visit Chrome tonight with the portal. I don't know if any of the rest of you want to go, but I'll be heading out. And I'll be back tomorrow evening, I guess. Or if I can make it just in 10 minutes, then I'll be back tonight as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's. Yeah, I don't know if I would.
Coven stuff, you
Probably
know.
would. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I don't have,
Maybe? When are you leaving?
Tonight. I didn't specify, but you know, after around sundown probably.
Yeah, I think you should have someone to go with you. I'll go with you. Sure.
Okay. We're.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if we were still gonna try and convince any lizard folk to to join up with us. I didn't know if that was still on the table or not.
That's still probably on the table. I just got done talking to Bumblebee. He's got 2 golems done, and halfway on a 3rd one right now.
Wonderful.
And the 2 golems are going to be activated by tomorrow.
Wonderful.
I gave Prime the token pendant thing that I took from our spy, ex-spy. And he got some memory back. Or
Fragments? Is that what?
yeah, he got a fragment back.
Yeah.
Basically, the item I gave him was a fragment, apparently.
Really? That's hot. Why would? Yeah, go ahead.
That was from Icaron?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they have a fragment? That is odd.
I don't know.
I think we should
But,
find all of them.
Well, certainly that's what I want to do. Yeah. Which I mean, I think.
Well, Prime remembers why he made the seconds. Well, Todd remembers why he made the seconds, and also why Lewin turned him off.
What did you say?
Well, basically, is Lewin didn't Well, Lewin turned him off because he made the seconds. Todd made the seconds to go get the fragments. Lewin didn't understand the fragments.
Oh,
I mean,
so
the basic understanding of what I've got from it.
so Todd was missing memories before Lewin deactivated him.
Correct.
Okay.
Sounds like, I don't know about you, but sounds like Lewin didn't have as much to do with Todd as we think he did. Or the tower.
That's possible.
Lewin's an asshole. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, in such elegant phrasing, yes.
Is it
I mean,
possible to go
Lewin-
back in time and kill someone?
I'm working on it.
Good. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help Ceth.
I'll let you know.
Would you like to invest your build slots in upgrading the portal room into a time portal room? No.
Can we do that,
Don't wave that in front of him.
By the way, we have 2 upgrades for the tower.
Okay.
One from the pendant and one from the spear I gave him.
Do we get... Okay.
Okay.
And I was thinking of upgrading the barracks to give them more room.
Do they have training room there as well, or?
Ooh.
Not that I know of.
Wasn't one of the builds, as much as I'm unsure about what goes on there, wasn't one of the build slots an arena?
Yeah. I thought about having that happen for training and for whatever other purposes also. Don't sound so excited.
Doesn't excite
Oh,
you?
sorry.
I thought someone who cherished
Oiled soldiers
training
no,
and
sure,
feats of
yeah,
physical
no, I would
combat
definitely
doesn't excite you.
seeing them would be wonderful. I would love to watch these sweaty,
oiled up.
very oiled up contestants. But not
And
participate
as a
in it.
dominator, they couldn't keep you out from watching just the regular training of the soldiers as well.
Yep. Couldn't keep me out. Couldn't keep me away.
Well, it's something to consider at least. I
Sure. Yeah.
You don't have access to the arena yet.
Oh, thanks, Todd.
What can we get, Todd? What's on our shopping options?
Well, if you used both of your build slots, you could create some dungeons or a vault or a gambling den.
Again, if we're gonna get more guards, we need to expand the barracks.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Expanding the barracks, that's okay. So what can we get if we only have one build slot left, Todd?
You can upgrade things that you already have access to,
Okay.
or you can save them. Oh, speaking of which,
yes, Todd?
with the restoration of the fragment to me, I think I can also make you all a little stronger as well.
Ooh. Get some gains.
Really?
That's nice.
Yes.
I believe that's nice.
You all feel a little stronger. You've leveled up to level 7.
Ooh. Todd, you're so...
And thus have 2 more build slots. This is with a total of 4.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Great.
That's great news. Thank you, Todd.
This is good news.
So I say we level up the barracks. Possibly, I mean, unless something else needs expanded, maybe bank one of the build slots, and then use 2 for one of the other new things. Gambling hall, whatever.
You say a bank?
A gambling hall,
You
whatever.
said like a vault.
The vault.
Like bank, like hold on to one of the a good term.
Right,
bank,
right.
like putting it in putting it aside.
The verb. Gotcha.
Right.
Got it.
Gotcha.
You can also use your imaginations and come up with something off of the list, just like you did with the spa.
Like a
Or you
gallery.
could upgrade the spa.
Well, do we want a gift shop?
Oh, that's right.
Yes, you did talk about having a merch store.
I mean, honestly, I think that'd be a great thing for people to see on their way out, and on their way in. Like, say that they're just coming in to do something quick to the tavern. They see a gift shop, and all of the proceeds would go directly back to the tower. Well, except
And we
maybe
could
we have artisans who create the products.
Yeah,
and I guess we give
like
them
we
a
could
cut.
even have like a couple of pieces from people in the market square for
Yeah.
the day, and be like, if you like
Featured.
this, go check them out
Yes.
in the market square.
Mm-hmm. If
It's not a have to. It just sounded nice.
any of the live musicians that we have in the square, or our little bard person, we can somehow find a way to like loop their voice, their singing, in the
like
gift shop. So that way,
an
and then we'll have
enchanted-
like a little sign, like you can go and see them here.
And then
Yeah.
listen to their.
Yeah.
Maybe you could create like little discs that people could buy with that enchanted
Enchanted voice.
Yeah,
on it?
with
Yeah.
the voice on it.
and they
Yeah.
could take that home and listen to it.
Exactly. Yeah, I like this.
They could hang all the discs on their wall, and all of them will be singing at once.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so barracks. What do we want to do with the 2 that we have? I guess we have 3, but
Oh,
we can get one the new.
Todd wrote gift shop on the list already.
Oh, how
I can take it off.
how many slots does a gift shop take up, Todd?
A single slot.
Great, we can use that for the other single slot, and then what do we want to do with the other with the 2 left, with the fancy stuff?
Let me know if you needed reminders of what you can do with any of the other things.
Vault
dungeons,
which I guess
or
like a vault might be helpful to
Yes.
keep stuff locked up.
Yeah, we are. I mean, generating
Money.
and
right
now
now,
it's it's out in the open. I think.
Not that I think Janie just keeps it behind a counter in
Yeah,
like
but-
little wooden
You
boxes.
think that or know that?
I think so. I think.
I mean, Janie would be formidable to try and get money away from. So
Right, but I
I
think
don't
that
feel
she
like that's
would.
like a
You
good
might
long term.
even sleep on top of it.
I think
You
that
don't
Janie
really
would
know.
agree that it would be more safer in a vault to keep,
Plus, we might
You might
acquire.
be a little bit sad to see it go, but
Sure.
yeah.
The description of the vault is: the vault offers space to store valuable items or monetary treasure. It's considered a safe and secure place for any treasure or artifact as long as the dimensions are not destroyed by a calamity of multiverse-ending proportions. Only a person with powers greater than a demigod's could manage to penetrate the vault's defenses to rob it or reclaim a stolen item.
Hey, it could even be like a safe house, like a safe, like a what do they call it?
Bunker.
No, what do they call those things? Like a safe room? No,
a panic room.
panic room. It can be a panic room for us.
Vault/panic room.
Get some padded chairs.
Yeah.
A vault wouldn't be a bad idea.
a gambling hall.
We might have come across
The
some items.
gambling
we
Gambling
den would
hall
be a source of income.
would make a lot more money.
But if we're going to war also, just as a thing, we captured one spy, had nowhere really to hold him at. A dungeon wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Oh, it's that kind of dungeon. Okay.
Oh,
What kind
Right.
of dungeons you think it would be?
yeah, really. I mean,
Recreational.
they,
A recreational dungeon.
what is a?
Oh,
I don't even
okay.
understand that concept.
Well,
I mean, we have the back room.
Vaughn,
Backroom's
I
cool.
mean, you have... Yeah, we could just decorate one of the back rooms as a dungeon. It's not quite the same. It's not quite like that raw feeling of being in a dungeon, but it could work.
Go on, Valkyrie, do tell.
It's okay.
Yeah, Valkyrie.
Well, you remember that one guy in college, Richard. Not Richard. That
I
was the
hated
first
him.
name that came into my mind. Benjamin.
Wonder why.
Benjamin in college.
I hated Ben.
He was into some really weird stuff. So,
Really? I don't. Yeah, you know what? I always sort of
he
noticed
kind
that
of
about
came
him.
off
Yeah.
as, great guy, wonderful guy.
And the halfling
Just-
Benjamin or the other Benjamin?
The other Benjamin. Yeah, the
The dwarf
The
Benjamin.
slot.
no, the Dragonborn.
You knew a lot of Benjamins.
Well, it was a popular name around then. Anyways,
You
yeah.
know one Benjamin, you
really
know all
great,
the Benjamins.
really great,
You meet one Benjamin,
really
you
great
know all.
guy. Just had his preferences that included some interesting places. Anyways, so what are we vault? So are we agreeing on the vault? Or
Oh,
the
you
dungeon?
also
The
have
dungeon.
access to building a theater. That would only cost you one build slot.
I like the gift shop better. So, dungeon, to have a place to keep our friends.
Yes, to keep somebody if we capture them or something, or we have questions, or
How many cells would it have, Todd?
The dungeon?
Or is it just like
Quite
a
a
giant?
few.
Is it just like a giant pit with chains up on the walls, and you get the spot that you get?
Let me
Could we make it
tell
that?
you. Yes, you could.
we're not making a pit. So
Get a little mouthy and then just kick you out into the center and just follow for forever.
The dungeons are a place for silent contemplation and enhanced interrogation. Not every dungeon is the same. If powerful beings are to be detained, the proper warding spells must be in place. The Tower's dungeon is equipped with exactly these measures to guarantee a prolonged stay. The warding spell's level is equal to the character level of the dominators for rules purposes as pertain to the dispel magic spell, for example.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be a bad thing to have, especially if we are going to war like we are.
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
If you interrogate somebody in the dungeon, you have advantage on the relevant ability check, and they have disadvantage to resist.
Very nice.
Good to know.
Okay.
The gambling den, on the other hand, would bring you 300 gold a day, and you could give the order for the dice to be loaded.
Oh, we would not do that.
And
It might depend on where
double
we
the
were
earnings
parked.
per day. But for each day passing, there's a 1 in 5 chance that the gambling den might be completely destroyed by rampaging gamblers who see through the sham. Only a 1 in 5 chance, though, and that would be 600 gold a day if you loaded the dice.
Should we
Maybe
I
if we
think-
go back to Dark Reach, we can.
Should we
Let's-
take a vote?
If those were the choices, I would go with the dungeon.
One for the dungeon.
Dungeon.
2 for the dungeon.
Not the most exciting option, but yeah, dungeon would be fine.
Dungeon it is then.
And upgrade the barracks.
Upgrade the
And
bed.
the gift shop.
It's twice as much as the gift shop.
Oh, what makes more, the gift shop or the theater?
The theater.
Oh. It's not as fun.
People have high
though.
taste.
We would probably get a.
Plus, you'll get interesting people.
Different class
Valkyrie,
of
you
clientele.
could go on official dates with Gus to the theater.
I don't even know if Gus likes the theater, Todd.
Touche.
I don't know. I mean, sure. I do want to get a gift shop at some point, though. I think it'd be really fun.
Next magic item we give up, then we'll make a gift shop.
Okay.
If anyone has a magic item they want to give up, you can do it now.
I don't have
Or you could
anything
run
that I
and
wanna
make
give
a
up.
magic item really quick.
You got a magic item you want to give up?
No.
That was so sad sounding.
Okay, well, so be it, Todd. Dungeon, theater, and upgrade to the barracks. Let's get it done.
You are officially making exactly the same amount of gold daily as before. Because your dungeon expenses doubled. So it's an additional negative 200 gold.
It's a high maintenance area.
Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Well, it's good we went with the theater then.
All right. Well, anything
Who
else
did you
we
say
need
that
to?
we had to talk to, Valkyrie, for our money?
Oh, I think Janie has it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, Valkyrie, if you could do me a favor. I had a thought.
Tell me what it is first.
Okay, fair enough. Could you? Do you have any more of that cookies and cream concoction you made up? They really came in handy.
She starts ruffling through her bag. Nope. I think we ate. I think we ate them all. Do you need me to try to make more?
If you could, I mean, they were really helpful.
What did it do again? Remind me.
The cookies and cream espresso bites.
Okay.
Yes.
They.
First thing you ever made.
Advantage on saving throws and perception checks for 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah. I still have 3.
How'd you get 3?
Well, we had 5 originally.
Okay. Yeah, I can try to get that done for you. Sure.
No problem. I appreciate that.
Yeah. How's your church stuff going, Vaughan?
Well, they sort of bows his head embarrassingly. You heard they made a statue for me.
Right. You let us know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chosen one.
Yeah.
Is it naked?
Victoria said,
No,
yes,
it
I'm
looks-
excited to get to see you at the hospital.
Are you clothed or is it naked? I know sometimes they do statues like naked. So
It's mostly naked.
with like a little like a shield,
Nathaniel,
like a shield
what is-
right there.
It's,
you
You
know?
have
No,
yet to
it's not a
step
shield, it's
inside the
actually-
temple.
There's actually a leaf that's there.
No,
Interesting.
there's
It's
no.
not the
Classy.
mace, you know? Very phallic.
Yeah.
But
He has the mace in his
Third leg
hand,
right there.
held up, and there's a
Right.
leaf
It's-
there, and he's
Well,
holding
Vaughn,
the shield.
good for you. Did you pose for it? Because that's a
It
brave
was a
thing to do.
It was a total surprise,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was in my armor for all of you who have yet to step inside the temple.
Oh,
And he gives
That's
an eye to
That's funny.
Nathaniel. Like,
Yeah. Well,
But no, other than that, no.
I'll have to go and look at it.
That would be great. That would make me very happy.
Go and set my eyes upon it.
Well, you can.
There's probably a line and probably take you a minute to go see it.
Oh.
Do we need to go and see it when we have the real thing here?
That's.
Well, I mean, it's always good to see the artist's work.
True, it was very good. I mean,
who was the artisan?
I think they all chipped in. The kobolds, everybody. It was
nice. Good fun.
Chipped in. Yeah, see what I said. See what I did there.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go and take a look at it. Maybe I'll go and do that now. Yeah. Sounds good. Anything else we need to talk about here?
A kobold will run through the room. Did you hear? There are dungeons! And then it'll run out.
That's good. That'll be fine.
That was quick, Todd.
That'll be fine.
Bring a light!
It appears a couple of kobolds are taking up residence.
No, they can't.
And managing the dungeons.
Good.
Sounds good. That sounds great. I want to go to the temple.
Currently, they have erected a straw person in manacles and are mocking it.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
good to see they get the practice in.
Yeah.
Why do we need a theater when we have that?
Yeah. That's great.
I can't show everyone that, and I don't know if they would do it if you were all there watching.
It's a private thing. I could see that. Yeah.
Okay. Seth, then just let me know whenever you're leaving. I'll head out there with you. Yeah. I'm gonna go and check out this statue.
So wait, who do we talk to again about the money though?
Oh, I think
Janie,
it's
back.
Janie. It's Janie. And she'll leave.
I was just making sure. Apparently you know best, so thanks.
Yeah. You behold the statue in all of its glory. It's cordoned off, and there is quite a bit of a crowd.
Please tell me there's
gazing upon
holy
it.
water nearby.
Little fountains.
Yeah, no, not so much.
Oh, that's sad. I wanted to see the holy water just evaporate. Yeah.
No, but there's some like incense that
Okay.
someone's charging people for sticks of incense to light one and put it down in front of this. Like,
Valkyrie's totally gonna
statue
just kind of like when she's up to the statue, just gonna just like walk around it, like admiring it, and like nod. Inspect some very interesting places on the statue, and then start to leave. Go and leave.
It's a very interesting piece of work, is it not?
She will look at whoever said this.
Dusk, with Dawn accompanying him, of course.
Oh, in the temple? Okay.
In the temple.
All right. Hi. That's my friend, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How fortunate of us to have the chosen one protecting the tower.
Very fortunate indeed. Yes. I feel much, much safer with this one guarding the tower. Yes. Oh, how's business? How are things going? I haven't
going
talked
well.
to you since.
Don't tell your friend, but we often solicit people from this area.
Oh. Well, that's good. I'm glad that they're getting what they need. That's important. It's good to kind of release some of that, persecution.
Especially the self-loathing.
Right. Yeah. Good for them. Good on them.
Kind of tense.
Sure. I'm kind of tense.
You look kind of tense, yeah.
Never.
Oh, you know where to find us?
Sure. Yeah. One of these days. Sure.
Dawn will stop because they were like just turning to walk away, and she'll look you dead in the eye and she'll go, "We'll hold you to it," and then they'll keep walking.
Yep, not gonna regret that at all. I just go ahead and leave the room, leave the temple.
Yo, you remember that time when Valkyrie did that random thing as a joke and then it turned into a serious moment? Yeah. So what are the rest of you doing?
Ceth is going to the post office.
Are you trying to do anything in particular at the post office?
Well, she'll check and see if there's anything for her, which she's not expecting anything. But she will write a letter to Zeppel and say, "Dear Zeppel, I think we found your family. I hope you're doing well. I'd love to see you again sometime, but if you'd like to, come visit, just let us know and we'll arrange to pick you up. What's that?"
In a red Corvette.
Do you want to send this express or do you send this normal mail?
What is the difference in price?
There's not much of a difference. With express, you get an explicit courier service, though.
Okay, versus going with bulk mail, then?
Well, no, it all gets directly teleported. And once it's there, if you did express, a courier hand delivers it into the hands of the person whose hands you want the letter to get into.
Okay.
But if you send it regular mail, they have to pick it up at the post office.
Okay, so I guess I'll do express then. The fancy courier thing.
All right. What express mail sending coming right up? Poof.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thanks. It's so nice to have company.
Do you need more assistance?
Sure. I could use some couriers.
Okay. We might have some people in the dungeon that might be out of a job here soon, so see if they can help you out.
Well, I'm all for rehabilitating criminals into society.
Good. Well, I'll be sure to send a few your way.
Excellent.
Right, bye.
Nathaniel, Vaughan?
Vaughan's going to check back with Janie and check in about the treasury.
Nathaniel,
it's the chosen one.
God, I got to come up with a better name.
Can I get you anything to drink? Or did you come here for something else?
Actually, yeah. Maybe I'll come stop in for a drink later. Valkyrie had said the treasury had accumulated a decent amount of, she said like 4,000 platinum pieces.
Jane will get this interesting smile on her face, and then she'll say, "Yeah, that's right."
So if I could, I would like to get rid of, we have accumulated a big college loan, and I want to take care of that if we could.
Mm-hmm.
So, would that be more than my fair share? I don't know. I think I'll just take, and I'll refer, like I'm sure Vaughan has in amongst his belongings, the latest letter saying how much he owes. And he'll take out like 10 platinum more than what he owes. So that,
okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Make a note to myself to do all that math later. 826
826.
platinum, 7 gold, 6 silver, and 2 copper is what you take out.
Okay. And the debt was 816.
16 plus
blah,
all
blah,
the little
blah.
numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And he'll immediately go to the post office and send it off express to the college. Express service with Lenny.
Yep. All right, you want that go right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I need it.
There?
Yeah, if you could, I would appreciate it. The sooner the better. I mean, the way these places.
Same day or yesterday?
If yesterday's an option, I'd.
I'm just pulling your leg.
Very good, very good.
All right. Yeah. We'll
Same day. You know how these
there.
places work. I'll owe another couple silver if I don't get it there same day.
Of course. Did you include the transaction fees?
What's the transaction fee?
Oh, if I remember correctly, you need 1 additional gold to cover the transaction fees when you send money into the
Okay. And
place.
I'll give him the extra gold. I'll probably think that on top. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you very much, Lenny. You're doing a great
You're
job.
very welcome. I've got so many visitors today. I love it.
Good.
Love
Good
it.
to hear. Have
Nathaniel?
a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Nathaniel's gonna do the same thing after he sees Vaughan walk away with a chest. Nathaniel's gonna go back to talk to Janie.
Yeah. Let me guess. You're here for money?
I'm here to see how much money we actually have and take out accordingly.
Well, now we have about 3,100 platinum.
About 3,100 platinum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know exactly how much I need for the... So I'm going to take out the exact amount for the debt with another... $200 platinum? Wait.
Wow, you're taking out even more than Valkyrie did.
How much did Valkyrie take out?
Valkyrie took out 1,000 platinum. You're taking out 1,026 platinum, 7 gold, 6 silver, 2 copper.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm writing that down. Okay. Thank you, Janie. And then I will go to the post office and pay my debt.
I'll be darned, there's another one coming in the door.
I figured you needed to see the company, and
Well, you were here just this a couple weeks ago.
yes, I was. I'm here to send off another letter, though. Well,
Yeah, and you
a payment.
Fancy chests.
Yeah, pretty fancy chests.
What are you guys trying to do? Buy off the mob or something?
Yeah, that's what they seem like, isn't it?
All right. How you want that getting there? Air mail, sea mail, burrow mail.
The normal mail?
All right. Teleportation is Okay, well, we're all squared. Poof.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure is what I'm here for.
Then Nathaniel will look around the market.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Material, metal, bone, anything like that, for weapons and armor and stuff. But also some books. Maybe some about the Raven Queen for certain somebody that had questions. But also other books that might have anything to do about other runes, like to learn.
Okay. You do not see anyone selling materials in the market today.
Okay.
But you do see a book vendor.
All right.
And they have a book titled The Mystery of the Raven Queen. Looks very old. And they have another book titled History of the Rune Makers.
Excuse me, how much for these two books?
Oh, together?
Together, yes.
Well, those are both very old and collector's items. So that'll be a total of 2 platinum.
All right, that doesn't sound like a bad deal at all. Nathaniel will
This
take
is
them.
a flea market, sweetie.
Yeah. Gives over 2 platinum to take the 2 books.
Okay.
And then, that reminds me, I gotta go talk to Prime again.
All right. You get there to where Prime was, where you left Prime in the tavern. And Prime's just like, oh, hello.
Prime, I had a question. I was wondering if you could help me.
That depends. What's your question?
Can you help me understand the language that Ali had in his notebook that we gave you?
I can try.
It would be very much appreciated.
Okay. Do you want to sink time into that right now? Or is this in the future?
In the future, probably, just to see what else we're gonna do for the day. But if nothing, then to sink it in now.
Okay. Well, before we get going on more things, why don't we go ahead and take our bio break? Since we're about halfway.
Sounds good.
For those of you who don't know, we take a 10-minute bio break so we can, stock up on water supplies for the long journey ahead. So we'll be back, and so don't go away. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Mics are hot.
Super hot. They're so hot. Hot is not hot enough.
Right. Yep. That's it.
Glad I could get you that book, though.
Whoa.
Just for you.
Man, Nathaniel, such a great guy.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna read it first.
Of course.
He's gonna give it.
Mm-hmm, of course. Lightly used.
Lightly. That's an old book. It's
Yeah,
fine.
so it's been used before. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nathan's griffin thing. And you can see what I'm doing where the color changes. It's going to be stripy, which on the outside
so cool.
looks good, but on the inside I have all my little tiny ends from changing color every like 4 stitches. I'm like,
Oh man.
why did I decide to do it like this?
I was gonna say that's a lot of, and I understand that because my wife Katie does a lot of crochet, so I know that's a lot of work. So bless you for picking such a difficult pattern. I'm sure it'll look that much better because of it, though.
I hope so. That's the goal. So how was the lunch last week?
It's this coming.
Ongoing? Okay.
It's the 17th,
Gotcha.
so I'm still doing the scramble to get
Lovely.
ready for it. Lot to do, but I needed the break, so
Well, we're glad to get you.
glad not to have to cancel again. That would be sad.
To make sure, now I have 198 platinum then from that, since I took 200 out extra.
And then you spend 2 on the books.
And then I spent 2 on books, which makes me have 198. Okay.
Right.
I don't know why we would build a vault. Everyone spends the money as soon as they know we have it.
Well, I wasn't gonna spend it necessarily, but after having it, I was like, oh, I can get materials. Well, I can find stuff to go buy real quick. Books.
It's like the rationale of, I just need to carry a small wad of hundreds on me just in case.
Mm-hmm. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. Are we ready to go?
Ready to go?
Okay. All right. In 3, 2, 1, and we're live again.
We're back. All right. What's the plan, folks? Does anyone have any plans for the rest of their
did I notify that she sent in her payment to you, Andrew? Because she would have.
I figured.
Okay. All right. Valkyrie would find Vaughan again. Not again, but just find Vaughan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where did you say that those potions are that, I just wanted to just know for when I have some money.
Oh, at the hospital.
Okay. Great. And those are really, good health potions, right?
Yeah, 2 levels better than, what we can get, so...
Okay.
They cost 1 platinum each. I was probably going to buy, 1 or 2 myself.
Okay. What have you... I can't remember if Valkyrie's ever taken a health potion. I feel like she has, but I'm not 100% sure. Because if not, she'd probably be like, what? Do you think that, do you think I can, given what we know?
Yes.
Do you think I can take health potions? Do you think that they have... Do you think that... I've been healed, right? Y'all have healed me,
Yes,
correct?
I've healed, yes. I think certainly we need to know more about your condition, but I think there are limitations. I don't think you're invincible. You certainly take a damage.
I know that. I guess. I do get winded sometimes. Some specific circumstances. So I know, I'm not what you said. Yeah. But did you want to go and we can go together. You want to go and get a
Sure.
Right.
Yes?
No, actually, I'll go. I just said I'm just looking. I'm just browsing. I'm not, not sure I'm going to buy them now. So.
Well, I'm certainly going to buy 1 or 2 if you want to. If you want to join me, and you can, if you want to ask any questions of, it's at the pharmacy or.
Yeah. I'll go with you. Yeah. That's fine. So she'll go with Vaughan.
On the way, Vaughan will ask. Since he has Valkyrie to himself for a few minutes on the way to the hospital. If you don't mind, I had this thought, and I don't know. I thought it might be sensitive to you, so I thought I'd ask when we were, just you and I. Do you still have the dart or the pin that you took off your father? If you don't mind me asking.
Probably.
Yeah, you never said you got rid of it.
Yeah. It's in my bag. Did you want it?
Well, I thought so maybe I could try to get the serums off of it. See if I can extract their properties and recreate it.
Here. And she'll fish it out of her bag. And I'm assuming that she would.
Weapon of revenge.
I'm assuming that she would have it wrapped up in something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Here, take it, and she'll just give it to you wrapped up in a piece of cloth.
Thank you. I hope it doesn't bring up bad memories, but I just you might be able to make use of it. I thought maybe.
No. Taking the needle out of my bag is not going to bring up any other bad memories anymore. So then what's already up every day? So it's fine.
I'm sorry to hear that. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
No, you should use it. It should be. I mean, otherwise it was just sitting in my bag and probably would have just, how bags are. Stuff gets to the bottom of it and you forget that it's there and you go to clean it out and it's like I don't even remember putting that in my bag, but there it is. Yeah. I mean, who knows what's in my bag? I don't.
I would hope you would, but okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know we all lose track sometimes. So let's go get.
Vaughn, do you know anything about the Raven Queen? I mean, other than what we
met her, yeah.
Yeah, than that. I mean, because you're religious.
Yeah, I mean, basically, some people. I mean, I think it's more of an occasion that if you get her attention, she might intervene once you die. And it's. I don't think everyone sees the Raven Queen upon death.
So not everyone sees her at death, because I didn't see her when I died.
Well, we don't really. I mean, you have all the. I mean, God, this is very interesting. You have the symptoms of death, but you're here
Maybe
talking,
I don't remember
thinking.
That I talked. I mean, but she didn't say anything to me. She didn't say, "Oh,
like, good to see you again."
Good to see you again, Valkyrie. So I don't think that. She didn't act like that we had like a previous thing going on. I mean, I think I'd remember, but I mean, I'm just curious, I tried asking Nathaniel earlier and he was kind of not really helpful, surprisingly. I mean, even though he's the one that has the most to do with her, he was kind of like, you have to die, and then you. I mean, we did that promises. Whole thing for him. And I'm like, yeah, I know what that you ask her to do things and have to give her something in return. I get that, but I thought he'd be like, oh, this is. Here's some information, Valkyrie. There's not even like a pamphlet. He doesn't have like a pamphlet or a book about
That's
odd.
I mean, what?
I feel like that you would do some investigating on these things that you're, paying attention to. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're indebted to the Raven Queen, you would probably endeavor to find out more about them.
Vaughn, if I would ask you about the one, which I'm not, you would have information for me. You would be able to tell me stuff about.
We could spend hours discussing.
We could spend hours that we don't need to, but you would have the information, and
yes,
yeah,
I could.
So I thought it'd be the same with Nathaniel, but it wasn't. So
everybody's different. So what are you gonna do? I mean, why do you have I mean, what's the nature of your interest in the Raven Queen? Just out of curiosity,
trying to get to know Nathaniel better.
Oh, that's interesting. That's nice.
And just learning about things about, in life, things, people, places. And I thought, hey, the Raven Queen seems like someone that, might be good to learn up on, especially since it has to do with Nathaniel and have something to talk to him about, which I don't really usually.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can maybe.
Well, if
I just don't,
run into anyone that you think might know something about the Raven Queen, let me know.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, you talk to people who believe in other things than you, right? Like,
I certainly keep an open mind.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, let's go and get we're getting these things, so we'll just,
These things. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue on to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, what can I get you?
Bronzy, how you doing? It's Bronzy.
Oh, Bronzy, hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Thanks. It's good to see you too.
So you help out here when you're not helping Gus organize in his shop?
That's right.
Okay. Oh, we're here about some potions.
As promised, I'm coming back. I'm going to buy 2 of your special +2.
You know what? I'll buy 2 as well. Bronzy.
See, I knew you'd come.
I have some spare. I have a little bit of change left in my pocket, I think, and start.
Couple platinum on the. Just throw that down.
No, actually, she's going to like fish out like maybe 1 platinum, but then like make the rest in gold. Like she's trying to fish for coins.
Okay. Okay. All right, here you go. 2 plus 2 health potions each.
Thank you very much. I hear you're working all over the place.
Yeah. The
been a great
part-time
help.
jobs, man.
Glad you're fine. Are you happy with doing all this work?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be happy with it?
I'm just, checking in with people, making sure, how things are going for people who choose to come here. It's important.
Yeah.
I mean, we did take you out of that ruin, and
Yeah, I'm just glad to be doing something,
Good, very good. All right, well, again, have a great day. The rest of your day.
Thanks.
And I'll see you around, obviously, because you get around.
I sure do.
All right, Valkyrie.
Thank you so much, Bronzy. Have a great time. And she'll kind of give it a little pound in the head.
Oh, thanks. People usually don't touch my eye stalk like that. That was...
Oh, you're welcome. Bye.
That was moving. See you later.
Okay. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad.
Do we have a library? I wonder if there's a way to get a library.
I'm sure.
We built one.
We built one?
You could have.
Oh, we could have built one. I mean, like, I don't usually want a library, but, like, maybe I could find books about the Raven Queen there. I don't know, just for my studying. Well, and all the other things that I'm studying as well, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty worthless.
Yeah. What are you doing now,
things.
Vaughan?
Too long of a list to name anything. But...
What are you up to now, Vaughan?
In my, when I get some time to myself, I will probably study this pin and try to extract what I can off of it. And maybe I will talk to Prime, seeing as he has remembered things, see if he can shed some more light about fragments and what he remembers. Because he seems to be a big part of this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we may have 2 separate ideas of what him becoming whole and what it means to me and what it means to him. I don't know. I'm not quite sure myself.
I kind of promised I'd help him find the other fragments.
Well, it's sort of my thing, my quest, my purpose, my dream, bringing these, what I saw I'm just interpreting what I saw in my dream as stars are probably representative of these fragments, maybe, but it's what I have to go on right now.
Okay. Dreams.
So
weird. Okay. Sure. Was that in the dream that we shared, or was that something else?
This was in a dream I had early on.
Oh, right. One of the other dreams that the rest of you have.
Yes. I'm sorry about that.
That I don't dream? I mean, it seems like a bother,
pleasurable.
Honestly. So I think I'm okay without it.
I mean, it can be quite a mystical experience and enlightening at times. There are things called nightmares, which are frightening, and like the ones we had. I don't know if that was so much. Well, it happened in a realm of dreams, but I don't know if it would really classify as a dream. I think we were taken there.
It sounds fun.
They can't. Well, yeah. It wasn't for us at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm okay not dreaming.
Well, that's a choice. Well, unfortunately, it's not a choice for you.
No, it's not. No. I mean, I talk to my quarry in my sleep sometimes. That's kind of what
Oh.
I do besides dreaming.
Ah, I see.
I have some conversations, tea parties. Well, when I was younger, not recently. Listen.
Maybe I had a thought. Maybe your quarry, Nani, it was
Nari.
Nari. Maybe since you're reunited, she could.
And it feels so good.
I would imagine it would. Uh, they might be able to share some or fill in some missing pieces of what happened. They were there when it happened, weren't they?
When I died.
Yeah. Well, when you.
Oh.
Yeah. Fell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you? I mean, I know. So, are you confused on why? Like, you mean asking why I came back, or because I know that I fell in the crystal, which was Vash.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Vash got with me.
But not being totally 100% back kind of thing, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Right. Why this in between?
Exactly.
Not dying and not just waking up.
Right.
Which I did, but I wasn't as alive, I guess, is what I thought I was. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I can try to, like, I mean, sometimes usually it's, like, kind of weird stuff that we talk about, but, yeah, I can try to, remember that when I fall asleep. Keep it in my memory.
Just a thought. Just something that I thought about.
Well, I mean, I guess I need to sleep first. I haven't done that in a few days, so.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you should. But then again, nowadays you don't feel tired, so.
I wonder if I can. Can I sleep on my own anymore?
Maybe, something to try.
Yeah. I'll try that tonight. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, fun hanging out with you. When I go and do stuff, she'll leave.
Okay. Vaughan will head to the tavern because he wants to just hang for a bit. Well, depending on the time, it's probably
afternoon.
Yeah.
Anyone else doing anything with their day, or are we just jumping to Ceth's portal?
Ceth actually wanted to go to the back room and see if Dawn had any open slots.
If who had open slots?
Dawn of Dusk and Dawn, because she said early this morning, I think, that she wanted to have like a girl talk session.
Right. Sorry. I was just like, wait, what? Because you said the back room, and I thought like the alchemist's laboratory for some reason. I was like, Dawn, who's D-O-N Dawn, and why is he in the alchemist lab? Dawn of Dawn and Dusk. Got it. Yeah. Seems to be currently unoccupied.
Well, that's cool. She'll look at Janie and she'll be like, do I just put my name down, or do I need to like pay up front, or how does this?
Oh, just talk to Jinx.
Okay. She'll.
Hey,
peek around you wanna?
Yeah, just put your name here.
Mm-hmm.
Who you're requesting, and then I'll calculate their fee for you.
Okay, thanks. That's Dawn. 1 hour question mark?
Just Dawn or the package deal?
I think just Dawn. She said she wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be 20 gold. Okay. I'll just head back. It's the third door on the left.
Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
she'll making if anyone else is there to see. But she'll head on back and knock on the door.
All right. Dawn opens it. Goes, "Oh, you're here.
You
Dusk, make yourself scarce.
you said
On it."
thanks.
Dusk just kind of nods at you as you come in, and he walks out. And Dawn will close the door and motion over towards a table. There's a little table set up with some, looks like tea out on it.
Oh. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing, Ceth?
Not great. Not great. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Tell me about your troubles.
I feel like I am the reason that all of the awful things are happening to me and my friends. And I don't know how to make it right.
Do you need help?
Probably. But I like I said, I have no idea even where to start, or what I can do. I'm speaking with the head of my coven later on. The commander is wise and experienced, but I doubt she would be much help in this, honestly. My friends are supportive and don't feel like it's my fault, but it doesn't change the sequence of events, as it were.
Of course. I want to help you.
Okay.
Just, a little bit of extra luck.
I don't want to be rude, but I'm paying you for your time. I feel like any help that you would give me should also come with the price.
I'm not offering a bargain. I'm telling you I want to help you. I'm going to help you.
I need all the help I can get for sure, and I appreciate it, but I'm not going to tell you no. But I am curious as to why.
Why not? I, as much as the next person, don't like seeing someone so burdened down as you seem. You're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Okay. What does this luck look like?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Luck's a little finicky that way. Let's just say your trip to see Crone will be a lucky one.
Well, that's good. How do you know her?
I don't know her personally.
But you know who she is,
I
even
do.
though I didn't say.
Yes. Oh, come now. Surely you can't be that dense, Ceth.
I'm not. But if you are who I think you are, I'm surprised you bought seats so close to the front, honestly.
Why wouldn't we? Little push and pull of luck, always needed on the front lines. Notice that my brother's not involved in this.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that he won't be later. And not that I necessarily hold it against him.
Well, but he is the one that takes luck. Makes you less lucky. Turns chance against you. The luck that pushes you away, if you will. I'm the luck that pulls you close.
Makes sense. Are you sure? Are you sure I'm the horse you want to bet on? I heard that's a circus thing.
Whatever do you mean?
It's your power, I guess. You get to do whatever you want with it. I don't know.
Why you?
I hope it turns out the way you want, I guess.
Nothing ever turns out the way I want. It's part of chance.
It's
I can just
awful existence.
bend it a little. Make the chance better.
Why do you stick around if nothing is the way you want?
We're not quite as powerful as you may imagine that we are. We meddle. We enjoy a good time. We like interesting people. And you are interesting people.
That's true.
Doing interesting things. You may say that we're taking a chance and betting on you.
That's what scares me, honestly.
Well, the worst that could happen for us is we lose our bet.
We won't talk about the worst for us.
No, I wasn't going to.
Let's pretend for the rest of our time that we were the most boring people in the world. What would you be doing then? Who would be catching your eye?
The Valkyrie, waging her private war against Ikaron. Fascinating.
Certainly fearsome.
There's a very interesting, some interesting trouble brewing up in Sovaga around the Fae and their courts. That's always fun to meddle in.
Sounds very dangerous.
Oh,
but exciting.
Very. Indeed. I mean, there's any number of places with interesting things going on. Places you probably wouldn't know. The Pirates Collective is always interesting to hang around. Lots of things are happening in the archipelago these days. But again, you are by far the most interesting of them.
Well, I can't wholeheartedly say that I'm glad to have you here, but
Understandable.
I do appreciate you wanting to give me a little bit of luck.
Just between us girls.
So clink, teacups.
Anyone else doing anything before Ceth and Valkyrie portal away?
Valkyrie wants to try to make a dessert familiar.
Okay.
She's gonna try to make the Moki cat.
Mochat.
The Mochat, yes.
Oh,
Delightful.
Um,
I don't think there's any try involved with it. I think you just spend the money on materials and the time doing it.
okay. All right. Yeah, so how long would it take to make that? Would she have the time before that evening, or?
Yeah, it takes
Okay.
an hour.
How much would the materials be?
I think it's 10 gold.
Okay. Yeah.
So one platinum.
Yeah, she would spend. Yep, she would spend the platinum, and spend some time creating a Mochat.
Awesome.
And as she's like making it, she's gonna be talking to her ghost cat. I'm gonna make you a friend. This one,
Oh, gosh.
you'll be able to see. Unlike I can't see you, but
That's not all the time.
everyone in the kitchen probably thinks that if anyone's seeing her, probably is just like.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 20 gold worth of cooking
that's
ingredients.
Fine. That's fine. Yeah. So she'll just be talking to this ghost cat that she can't see as she's making the Mochat. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Mochats are pretty great. You look super cute too. Anywho. Yeah, you successfully create a Mochat. Tiny cat construct made out of mochi.
Hey there. Hi. She'll kind of like put out her hand like it's a regular cat, like for it to sniff.
Yep, it acts just like a regular cat. Sniffs your hand, kind of like...
You're so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, are you seeing this? Oh, and she'll kind of like lift it up and put it on her shoulder and see if it will.
Yeah, it just purrs and kind of nestles in. And what color did you make yours? 'Cause this is obviously a green tea one in the book.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. I think that's fine since it's a Mochat. I think I think I would like to keep it that kind of like green.
Okay.
Green color. Maybe with some like stripes, a little bit stripes in it.
Like darker green,
Yeah,
lighter green kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Think of a name. Okay.
Yes.
That's it.
You will have to think of a name. All right. Gentlemen, anything before you basically turn things over to the side adventure through the portal that Ceth and Valkyrie are going to be doing?
If anything, I guess I'll just read the books, or.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would just read the books. I would read both the one after another, and then go and try to understand that one language later.
Okay.
Vaughan would, spend that time in his alchemist lab trying to work very carefully in extracting whatever he can off that pin.
All right. Let's why don't you go ahead and make an
What level do you want me to?
intelligence,
10.
check.
Okay.
And it can either be nature or investigation.
Oh, okay. Okay. Both of which I suck. But
Oh, not
12.
bad. Not bad.
Oh, wait. Can I? Well, never mind.
What?
I have an alchemist supplies skill that is
Oh
proficient.
yeah, you add your proficiency.
Yeah, plus 3, so
modifier.
15. Yeah.
15. Okay. No, that's even better. Yeah, you're able to. I mean, you had already identified the poisons before, and you can't quite get to the heart of like the drow poison because that's kind of complex. And there was one other poison that was pretty nasty that you can't quite. But the truth serum, you do figure out how to make a truth serum.
Great. Cool. Very good. That'll be good a lot of use. So he'll work on that. I'll work
Okay.
on making a potion or two of truth serum.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Go ahead and make a crafting check.
Okay. Plus 1, 2, 3, or
Are you making it for yourself or for someone else?
Well, technically, I guess for someone else to be used by someone. Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably
Yeah.
give it to Nathaniel.
Then yeah, do a craft action plus 2.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, you do succeed, but it has a significant downside, negative side effect. Which,
Negative side effects.
since you're giving the truth serum to someone else, may not be that big of a deal. But basically, when you give someone the truth serum, not only are they going to tell you the truth about things you do want to know, but they're going to tell you the truth about things that you don't want to know.
Got it.
It still works.
All right. Very good.
Nathaniel, go ahead and make your intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
I'll let you do investigation if you want.
Ray. Blah, my investigation check. No. 3. 16.
Okay. So the history of rune making book, you learn of 2 places that you probably can go to learn more runes. One is Pesa, which you were already familiar with, and the other is a island of
Misfit toys.
Misfit toys. No. Sorry, hang on. An island called Big Vista Island, where there's a home. It's the home of a tribe of dragonborn that specialize in weaponsmithing.
Ooh.
Okay.
May or may not be related to Erigiad.
That's good to learn.
And then as far as the Raven Queen, what kind of information were you hoping to learn about the Raven Queen?
Anything general for the most part, like if there's dealings that she normally makes with mortals, or
If you
the
learn
greatest
anything,
acts,
you
stuff
learn
like
that she's a largely aloof deity,
okay.
unless she has vested interest in somebody.
All right.
Which was, I mean, this is basically like a theological treatise, and that was its main point.
A different unknown god.
I mean, there's some information in there about her, but it's not anything you didn't already know.
Yeah, that I
You know.
didn't already find out over the time.
Yeah, and you learn some of the legend lore around her that you might find interesting and informative, but it's nothing that changes your situation or gives you information you could use.
Okay. Well, if anything, if I'm done reading that, I would go give it to Valkyrie.
Okay. Valkyrie, you're given a book about the Raven Queen.
Here's a book.
Oh, thanks? Oh my
Oh, you
gosh.
had questions.
It's about the Raven Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, thank you. That's really sweet.
You said you had questions, and I figured
She's going to give Nathaniel a hug.
Nathaniel does not know how to respond
Just
to this.
really quick. Thank you. That's unexpected. But I will read it. Am I borrowing this book? Is it yours? Do I need to...
You can give it back anytime.
Okay.
Or you can keep it.
I'll read it. I'll write down some notes, and I'll, let my friend know with... Oh, wait a minute. Was it... No, you weren't the person I was... Never mind. I'll write down some notes, and then I'll give it back to you.
Okay. I know that I have to talk to her eventually, so...
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. How do you get a hold of her, now that you, have died? Like, do you have to die again? You don't have to die again, right?
No. All I have to do is just... All I normally do is just contact her through a mirror.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
She's also his patron.
Right.
She also, I've given my support to her and everything, so I can easily contact her.
So not just anyone could contact her through a mirror. That'd be weird.
Not really.
Turn all the lights off, spin around 3 times saying Raven Queen,
Raven Queen. Raven
yeah,
Queen.
I'm saying it's a very high school. Yeah, I've done this before. Okay, yeah, thanks. Thank you. I will go and start reading it right now. And yeah. Bye. Have see you later.
Okay, see you later.
Oh, they almost like each other.
Like Nathaniel, every time that Valkyrie leaves Nathaniel is more and more confused.
Every time. Worse each time. Paranoia just increases in his mind.
That's great. Oh, man. Well, evening rolls around, and Ceth and Valkyrie, you head to the portal room, I'm assuming.
Ready?
I think so. Seth has made sure she packed her grimoire in the bag with her, even after she was mad at it.
Valkyrie would have put the mochat in her room.
Oh, you're leaving
You
your
don't wanna
familiar
bring it?
behind.
Oh, I guess not. I guess it's not like a thing. Okay, all right. Now she'll take it with her.
I mean, you can keep it in your bag if you want.
Yeah. She'll keep it in the bag and leave it she won't latch it down or anything, so it can still they can peek its head out if it wants to get some air. Oh, I made a thing, and she'll take it out and hold it up for Ceth to see.
It's so cute.
See it? I don't have a name for it yet, but I just made it today out of a recipe that Ritz taught me, surprisingly. And she'll kind of sit on her shoulder and.
It's so precious. Well, whenever we get back, we'll have a play date with Siri and Santi and
Yes,
your little kitty creation.
yes,
So precious.
sounds good. Let's go. Let's get this going.
Reach
okay.
up high, partner. And you see Prudence. Yep.
Hey, are you coming also?
Damn straight.
Are you gonna come back to the tower with us?
Whiskey.
Oh right, the kenku. It took me a bit to remember who Prudence was.
Okay. Okay. I think that's okay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like we can tell it no.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
It'll walk up to the mocha and go.
Aw.
At it.
Now, Prudence, you have to stay with us, okay? You can't wander.
I just don't want to lose.
Right. We want to stay together as friends.
Whoa, now. You know what you need? Whiskey.
Honestly, yeah.
We'll
that
ask if
sounds
they have
great.
some when we get there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming with us. That might help me out, actually. Todd,
We are the Oracle.
you know the truth. Todd, can we go to just outside the necromancer coven village in the swamps on Mistralia?
Of course.
Thanks.
Setting coordinates. Opening portal. Portal open.
Okay.
Same spot.
Yeah. Same spot tomorrow. Same time, please.
Sounds good.
Head on through.
Yep.
You emerge. The portal seems to have formed between, right at the gate, between two of those stones, the stone circle. So you emerge right inside of their barrier,
Oh God.
which surprises a few people.
All
But
their
when they
skeletons are-
see it's you, they kind of relax.
Hi, hello, everyone. Some of us are for a little
Hi.
Are
bit.
you here to see Crone?
Yes. Yes.
Proceed.
Thank you. And head on to the middle of the
Yep.
town village.
Yep, and then to Crone's house. I'm
The
assuming.
Crone's offices. Yeah.
Yeah. You're there. Knock at the door. Crow answers. Welcome back. Come on
Thank
in.
you. Seth will give her a big hug.
She'll return it.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you brought your odd friend as well.
Yes,
me.
this is Valkyrie, and this is Prudence as well. Prudence is still with us, right? Prudence
Yep.
hasn't poofed away. Okay.
And straight.
We'll talk more
Um,
about.
Nice to meet you, Prudence. They shake hands, and then Prudence goes, I'm all dirty.
Oh.
This is probably going to take a while. Do you mind if we sit down
Oh, of course. Come in. Come in.
here? Okay, so she'll put the grimoire on a little coffee table or whatever that there is there and say, so you remember this, right? That you said that this was Lewin's, and Lewin was from here. And we were from Lewin's tower that he ended up building, or most recently from there anyway. Okay, so I fell asleep with it on my face one day. Because I was trying to study it and just, and then I had, like a dream or a vision where I was with Lewin and I could see what he was doing and talk to him and he could see me and talk to me.
Crone looks increasingly concerned.
I'm feeling great about this. So when I saw him the first time, he was taking pieces out of the tower to disassemble it. And so I wanted to know more about what he was doing and why he was doing it, and he wasn't super forthcoming. So for several nights, I repeated this and was able to still go back and talk to him and try and find out something about what he was doing and why. I told him who I was and that I was one of the new dominators of the tower, and the last time I talked to him, I found out that he set in motion several of the tragedies that have affected my friends and myself. And seemed to do this on purpose because his main goal was to keep the Tower of Dreams fractured, to keep it from ever being reassembled in its full power. And he would never tell me straight why it was a bad thing for it to be all together. The way he was talking about it, he would rather kill every sentient being on the earth in his process to keep it from ever getting back together, because to him that was worse. And he was pretty cagey about why. It seems like either he didn't understand what was fun, like the power behind the tower, or he was afraid of it, or some level of both. Prudence here is, she calls herself the Oracle.
We are the Oracle.
Prudence is one kenku of several, we believe, that are somehow part of what is behind the tower as far as what makes it go. Several fragments that Lewin hid throughout the world. One that we knew well, Fortitude, has already assimilated, I guess, into the tower. Prudence is taking her time. Anyway, I'm at a loss for what. I feel like I have already done so much damage inadvertently. And I don't think that I can make it better. But I would like to try.
She looks you straight into the eye and says, "Do you think that Lewin is still around today?" Tell me the truth.
Yes. I don't know how it would be possible for him hundreds of years ago to set in motion everything as perfectly as he did.
So odd. I just received an anonymous letter today. Interesting that this would be the day that you stop by. Coincidence. Anyway, received an anonymous letter, most of it ranting and raving against our community. But part of it spoke of your tower. And of the evil it harbored. Makes me wonder if that letter came from Lewin himself.
Do you still have it?
I do.
Do you mind if I take a look?
She reaches behind her and on a sofa table kind of a thing, and grabs a very weathered looking piece of parchment and hands it to you.
So she'll compare it. Granted, handwriting probably changes over the course of several hundred years, but she'll compare it to the handwriting in the
similar.
in the grimoire.
It looks about right.
Possible. What does the letter say about the tower?
I mean, it doesn't say too much, other than kind of speaking about it in generalities of being evil, and it must never be allowed to reach completion, and blah 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 blah. But not just the tower itself. There's one line in particular that really catches your attention, and it says, "If I had known what that heart was, I wouldn't have used it."
I have to type it down really fast. Out of curiosity, he doesn't mention any Triton person speaking to him several hundred years ago, does he?
There's a vague reference to a messenger that you might be able to interpret as referring to you,
but nothing specific. Do you know anything about where this came from? How was it delivered?
It was on my porch. Okay. At first I thought it was someone from the community who was discontent with life here, until it switched topic.
It very well could be from him. If you were a lich, where would you hide? I mean, there's so many good options.
There are. I don't know. Could pick one of any of the islands in the archipelago.
Wait. Lewin's a lich?
Well, if Lewin is from a necromantic coven.
And he is human, dear. He would be dead by now.
Well, there are people that live a long time.
I think the odds are. Okay. Thank you for showing me this. One more piece.
I'm sorry I couldn't help you more.
Believing me is helping enough itself. Thank you.
You always find support here, Ceth.
Is there not a way to, a lot of strange ways of doing things, and I mean that in the best way, is there not a way to track down someone magically?
Of course. You could use divination magic to discern someone's whereabouts, but that assumes they don't have protections against such a spell.
I guess.
Which Lewin probably would, being the paranoid person the ancestors seem to frame him as.
Maybe we can find him through his lackeys. And she kind of looks at Ceth.
There is another way. And she'll put her hand on Fork. Do you think I should keep trying to talk to him? And she'll ask her. I know you made a face earlier.
I mean,
but
it's just concerning that such a thing can even happen. I wouldn't even be able to explain it myself.
No.
That would be a great feat of necromancy for certain. Not just to speak to the dead, but to speak to people from times long dead.
I don't like it either, and I feel like so much pain has come about because of it, but this is the best way I know to keep getting any information.
You could look at it the other way, Ceth. Some of those tragedies, did all of them happen after you spoke with Lewin?
If I was truly seeing him in the past, and he truly saw me in his past, then yes, they did happen. But in my time, many of them happened before.
So it's possible that you were always going to talk with Lewin.
I hate the idea that I was always going to bring about this.
I don't think it has to do with that. You didn't make the grimoire.
I was always going to fall prey to it.
Maybe. Maybe it had to happen. Who knows how these things of fate work? If they work.
Yeah, I think he was obsessed enough with the tower, Ceth, that he probably would have found out some other way, even if you wouldn't have spoke to him about it. I mean,
it's true. We haven't exactly been hiding.
How can we? It's a moving tower.
Big ass tower.
So I really do think it would have happened even if you hadn't have ever talked to him. He would have found out anyways. I mean, yeah.
All I would say is you two or you three, be careful. Because I don't think it's the tower that Lewin is afraid of. It's whatever resides in the inside of it.
I want you to be safe as well. Even if it is, this letter is just him ranting because he is old and he can. If he is what we think he is, then he is not a friend to you.
No.
Will you all be safe here?
Yes, he would not dare come here.
I hope so.
Is there anything else I can do for you, ladies? What about you, Valkyrie?
I don't guess. I mean, this is all pretty important. I did find out that I'm dead.
You do have that smell?
Thanks.
It's the necromancer thing, don't worry about it.
Any idea how that can happen? Like, I didn't know that I had died. I thought that I had just went unconscious and woke back up and that, it was weird. And now I find out that I don't have a heartbeat or a pulse. And I don't need to eat or I'm not hungry. I'm never thirsty. I'm never sleepy. I'm never tired.
You are a peculiar entity, my dear. Neither living nor undead. I don't really know what to tell you. We could try to make you undead if you'd prefer to land on one side of the fence or the other.
No, I don't think so. That would be weird.
You could visit a powerful cleric and attempt a resurrection spell if you're that concerned with it.
I'm not.
And then she'll have to eat and drink again. I think she kind of likes being able to play fast and loose with it.
I mean, it is kind of nice. Just curious, I guess. Not really that I'm upset or, I'm happy that I get another chance, I guess, but it's just weird. And, doctor in the tower looked at me like, I don't know, I had like 10 heads and it was strange.
I think the more interesting question is it going to be whether or not you age.
Yeah.
Or if you have somehow become Valkyrie the Immortal.
Not such a bad downside. Forever 21?
Forever 21. Also,
you could start a clothing line.
I could start a clothing line. Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that. It's kind of weird. Strange. Do you know of a way to talk to the dead? I mean, not like me, but like someone who's died and...
Like a family member?
Yeah.
I mean... We're more in the business of preventing people from passing the veil.
Okay. Understandable. I guess that's all I got. Unless you know something about the Raven Queen. But I have a book about that now, so I can just read it. So
We did get to meet her. She's fascinating.
I
Oh,
loved her. Hopefully it's the same. But
mutual.
mutual, that's the word, yeah.
You don't get along super well with the Raven Queen, all resisting death and whatnot.
Right. That's...
But you could. I mean, there are rituals for harnessing a god's attention.
Besides dying. Again.
Of course. I mean, you might have to kill something. Her being the god of death and all.
Sure. Like an animal?
I wouldn't be able to say.
Seth will cover Mochi Cat's ears.
Not you, Mochi Cat. Not. And also not you, Ghost Cat. Sorry, I have a Ghost Cat following me. I'm not really sure how that happened, but...
I have its skeleton. I plan to re-articulate it and then
Oh, yeah.
put it back together. And hopefully I can make it all jewel encrusted and stuff. It'd be very,
Then we'll have 2 cats.
very, very
We're
couture.
getting off topic. Sorry.
An edible cat and an undead cat.
Yes.
A little collection.
Right.
So, but you do know that there are ways besides dying that you just don't know how to do them. Asking for a friend.
You can speak with the gods.
How do you speak with gods?
Usually involves some sort of sacrifice.
Of an animal.
In the case of the goddess of death,
Okay.
hopefully an animal, maybe a person.
Okay. Good information.
Not that Crown would ever condone the sacrifice of a person, Valkyrie.
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Not that Crown would ever condone the sacrifice of a person. The complete
course not.
sacrifice, anyway.
No. Of course not. I mean, there are bad people out there that
There are.
could die and the world might be better for it. Awkward silence.
That's what you need to tell yourself. If you glance over, you'll see Prudence sitting there, like, just petting the air, like, in her lap.
Great.
So, how has life been in the coven for the last...
Aside from the letter and your visit, pretty uneventful, I'm happy to say.
Good. What time of year is it?
It is late summer.
Okay. So are you getting ready for the solstice coming up soon then?
Indeed we are. Another time that we'll be consulting with the firsts.
I'll try and come back for that if I can.
That would be lovely. We could test and see how well you've progressed in your studies.
We could. Well, because of the way our portal works, we'll be here until tomorrow evening. So if there's anything we can help you with in exchange for.
Do you need a place to stay?
If you don't mind. Yes.
Well, I do have an extra room. Feel free to use it.
Will 3 fit there in your extra room?
Prudence looks at you and goes, "Whoa, now."
I don't want to leave you with no bed.
Prudence shrugs, stands up, and walks out the front door.
Please don't go too far.
Did you even plan this out?
No, I didn't plan for you to come. Thank you. Thank you, Crone.
My pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I have to get up early in the morning, so I'm going to turn in. I suggest you two do the same. Seems you have a lot on your minds. A lot you're sleeping might help you process.
Laying there, yeah.
If you need something to knock you out, I can give you some herbs.
Do you have some?
Yes.
Great, because I was, wanting to just not stir through all night.
I'll go make the tea.
Okay.
She gets up and heads into the other room.
Good meeting. Something?
Are you okay?
Yeah, of course. Are you okay?
No.
I'm usually not either, so.
So the Raven Queen, huh?
Yeah, just looking up information on her.
She seems like a fair patron. I don't know if that's what you want out of it, but
I just want to see him pay, And I think that she can maybe help.
are you ready for what she's going to ask you to pay?
I think so. I mean, I've already lost my life, so
That is a small price compared to what she could ask. You know what she did to Nathaniel, right?
I think I remember.
And that wasn't even for revenge. That was just for a second chance.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to forget Gust if it meant you could get justice for him? Did you just roll a die for that?
You didn't know this, but Steph does that a lot.
I know that, but for that, come on.
It would be unfortunate. But maybe for the better for Gust. Of course, I don't know if he'd forget me too. I guess that's the question.
Valkyrie. She'll give her a big giant hug.
She'll return the hug. Just feels a bit overwhelming sometimes,
Yeah, I do.
I really wish I could have said goodbye to my dad.
I know. He's so wonderful.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think I've met a nicer guy. Except maybe Gust.
Never.
And now Gust is blind and
Still very nice.
Still nice. I don't know. Yeah.
Goes back into the room. Here's that tea.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
I recommend getting comfortable first. It acts pretty quickly.
Okay,
Good to know.
can I take it to the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Help yourself.
Thank you, Corin.
Anything else, you two?
No.
All right. See you in the morning.
Good morning.
After they get to the room or out of the hut or whatever, wherever they're going, Valkyrie's going to gently kind of put her hand on Sethan's arm to get her attention, and then put a hand on the side of Sethan's face. This isn't your fault.
People keep telling me that.
Well, then maybe you should believe it.
It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of work on my part.
I mean, if anything, you can say that it's all of our faults. That way we can at least share the, problem. And it won't have to just be on you.
I feel a little bit better believing that Lewin is still alive. That it's not just me setting it all up in his past. Only a little.
We'll get him.
Okay.
And so then she'll sit down and drink her tea.
Then make a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
All right. As you're kind of getting comfortable, I mean, Valkyrie like finishes this cup, sets it down, then just kind of goes, like her eyes roll back, and she just falls. She just flops down onto the bed, and she's out. And as you're kind of getting comfortable, you see a small bookcase. I mean, like really small. I mean, like it's being used as a side table. And there's a bright red leather-bound book. And on its spine, there's the title Wondrous Wizard Towers and More. An Atlas.
My tea hasn't kicked in just yet.
Let's say it's right before you took the tea.
Okay. So then she'll probably pick it up and start thumbing through it as she starts drinking her tea then.
It's a pretty old book. And, you know, on the front cover it says Property of the Crone. But the way that it invokes the formal title, it's probably, this is like a book that's handed down as part of like a collection. And towards the back, just as you're thumbing through, the back cover loosens from that last page and several pieces of paper slide out. Very old looking pieces of parchment.
Pick them up and look at them.
They seem to be musings on where the lost founder of the coven is. And it's identified 3 possible locations. You ready?
Yeah.
There's a tower in the east wastes, in the east of the wastes on Creado. The second tower is the Academy Tower. It just says the basement. In the third, let me just pull it up here, is oh, come on, where'd you go? Aha. An island called Mirage Island. And there's a note under it that says only appears during the full moon.
Cool. All caps. Okay, Seth is scribbling all of these away in her personal journal, sketching out little maps based on what she can find in there. Frantically, as she feels the tea kicking in and start to make her eyelids heavy and her hand slow.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, as you drift off to sleep, you have that feeling, what it feels like when you've just had a really good stroke of luck. And that's where we'll end our session. Oof. This has been another episode of the Tower of Dreams. Since I've forgotten the last 2 episodes to do this, who are you? Who's your character? And what was the highlight from the session for either you or your character?
My name is Steph. Okay. I play Valkyrie and making the Mochi Cat, of course. Tied with Nathaniel giving Valkyrie a book because that was a kind gesture for the tool that Valkyrie sometimes is to Nathaniel.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Franco, I play Vaughan, and I have to say it's a montage of the chaos that is Valkyrie trying to do things, is, in an obscure way, in the most non-obscure ways, like the Raven asking about the Raven Queen, like it's just casual. So about the Raven Queen,
I just want to learn more about you. Tell me about the Raven Queen.
And the whole thing with the money.
That was great.
That was good.
You can give me the 1,000.
Yeah.
All of it.
That would have been great, trying to see her unload the 5,000 platinum pieces. Need a barrel.
Hello, I'm Richard. I play Nathaniel. There were several good parts into it. I did like running into the confrontation of "Stay the hell away from me!" gun pointing at Prime. It's like not knowing what happened in between, just kind of running into that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, hey, no, I just want to get to know more about you. I want to know Nathaniel more. So tell me about the Raven Queen.
Have fun getting in contact with
Like-
her.
Like, doesn't even care about anything about
Asking for a
Nathaniel.
friend.
Just really just knowing about the Raven Queen. Like, not even caring about any other information.
Well, she didn't ask how you contacted her, so it did have something to do with you.
Yeah. She was more interested in how does one reach contact? How does one talk? You
How do you
talk.
talk?
How do talk? That's Valkyrie's mind of thinking for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is Madeline. I play Stefan, and I had a lot of good moments in this session. But probably my favorite was confirmation that it's War and Peace who are in our brothel. Just
Don't let Valkyrie know that.
just great.
Hey, they're helpful sometimes.
Not in their
just-
other iterations.
I'm just gonna say I called it. Called it since we first ran into him.
Valkyrie will rage again.
Well, they keep inviting you.
Oh, well, she would
Keep
make
declining.
it happen then. She would make it happen.
Oh man, I'm Andrew. I'm the DM, and I don't know. We had a lot of really good character-to-character role play this session, I think, and I think that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been Tower of Dreams. You can see Tower of Dreams any Saturday, hopefully. Oh, most Saturdays.
Yeah.
We try to be every Saturday, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Usually at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, we'd have In Extremis. We don't have it tonight. So I'm not going to tell you to stay tuned because you have something else coming up really quick.
Yeah.
Not tonight. But 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and soon to be Wednesdays, right?
Yeah. Starting this Wednesday, the Penumbra
Is it this coming
Assembly.
Wednesday? Oh,
yeah, the Penumbra
well.
Assembly this Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, DM'd by myself, and starring Dan, Vic, Emilio, Ed, Deontay, and Alec. So, yeah.
Super cool crew.
Yeah.
Super cool DM.
Yeah, we're going to have
if you like the
episode 1,
Forsaken.
and then we'll be off the next week, and then we'll be consistent after that. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there you go. I will go back and do it again. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. All the D&D, all the time, all different campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in. We also have Madbird Plays 2 p.m. on Sundays. Dungeon Crafting with Vic and Steph on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and Mad Art with Steph on Fridays at noon.
Yep.
And there you have it.
You have it.
That's it. We'll
right.
see you next time on Tower of Dreams.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.